My name is Jen Burton, romantic fairy godmama for smart, successful single women around the world. And today we are going to talk about what is Mantourage dating and why smart, successful, professional single women should do it. Mantourage dating at its essence, at the base of everything is its basic principle is just all it means is that you're dating more than one man at a time until you find your forever man, or or indefinitely if you so choose. Now, I want to make a very clear statement that I am never going to argue with anybody about what women should and shouldn't do. It is my personal belief that we women have the right to choose our own romantic adventures. And for those of you who don't believe that, bye, Felicia. Anywho, back to Mantourage dating. In 2006, I decided to divorce my husband at the time. This is after 3 years of being married and 1 year, one to 1.5 year of dating, which what I found out with being with him is that we were constantly fighting. I found out he was unfaithful, highly likely that it was several times. I found out, we just had we just couldn't, no matter we went to counseling, we couldn't make it work. So I finally decided that we needed to just call it quits. And at that point in time, I also decided that if I was going to do love again, I was going to do it on my terms, because I was tired of the crappy terms I was getting. And I had no idea exactly why I had such crappy relationships, because I considered myself a really smart woman. And so when I went back into dating, again, deciding, going to do it completely differently, I took it upon myself to not run into exclusivity like all the times before that I had tried. I really wanted to just have this forever relationship right away, but it wasn't working for me. So this is how Mantourage dating came about for me. And I started dating multiple men and having these magical experiences. I'll be honest with you. Now, the clients I work with since then, I've worked with since my own magical experiences, they have totally topped all the magical experiences that I've had. But just it was a great starting point. And using those experiences, I met an incredible man that I'm still with today, almost 9 years later. Now, with all of that said, I want to talk about what Mantourage dating is for you. But even before we go there, we're going to talk about what Mantourage dating is not. Now, Mantourage dating does not mean that you have to sleep with multiple men, okay? Now, I will say it doesn't mean that you can't sleep with multiple men. That's a very personal choice, and one that should only be made and when you're being in integrity with who you are and what you want, and also always using protection with that. Now, personally, I was unable to have several sexual relationships. I just couldn't handle it emotionally, so I didn't even go there while I was Mantourage dating. And I have several clients who are the same way, but it doesn't mean that you can't. It depends on who you are and where you're at as a woman, as long as you're integrated with yourself. Mantourage dating does not mean that you have to lie to men, cheat on men, have to be out of integrity, you're playing games with them. It doesn't mean that you're constantly breaking their heart either. It means much more than that. It's this special place that you get to choose to be as a woman romantically. I base my entire practice with women on a quote from my main man, Rumi. And I'm going to go ahead and read this quote because I don't want to butcher it, because I know I'm really good at butchering stuff, especially when I'm talking off the cuff. And one of the things that you'll find out about me is I totally tear apart idiomatic expressions. So let me read it for you. It says, Rumi's quote was, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." So basically he was talking to me, he was telling me, hey, and he was talking to you too, just stop. Just stop what you're doing for a second, because you're just screwing this up. Stop looking for love. Love is already all around you. You need to go internally and figure out what's keeping you from experiencing the love that's already around you. And that's where Mantourage dating comes in. Mantourage dating is going to give you the opportunity to see love in a whole new light, to experience love in in a way that you have never been able to do before. So with that said, let me go to some of the benefits of Mantourage dating. Why successful, professional, single women should do this, especially when you're in your mid-30s up into your 40s, which is, for me, the sweet spot where I really love to work with women. So most of the time when women go back into dating, they're obsessed, absolutely obsessed with what's going on in his head. They're trying to figure it out. If they can just figure out what he's thinking, they've got the upper hand and he's going to fall madly in love with them. And it's all candy-coated crap. It doesn't work because men are not wired to handle that kind of attention towards you. They're just not wired. Not towards you, sorry. They're not wired to handle that kind of attention from you. If you're constantly trying to figure him out, you've already blown relationship potential and you're driving yourself crazy at the same time. Mantourage dating, on the other hand, will give you the opportunity, just like I'm taking the opportunity to learn how to talk live on camera and knowing that I'm very nervous and I'm doing it anyways and getting over my fear, just like I encourage clients to do. Mantourage dating gives you the opportunity to see different men in different light and allow your romantic soul to start to relax and understand that at the core of everything, you were made to be an adored woman. We women spend a lot of time, a lot of effort, put a lot of energy, and we're very capable these days, so much, doing things that we never fathomed 100 years ago, 200 years ago. We have a place in society that is undeniable. We're a force to be reckoned with. But romantically, things are starting to fall apart more and more. 50% of relationships end in divorce. Why is that? Well, it's because we're playing just on a masculine level. Which means we're going to have to go back into our feminine essence and use a dating method like Mantourage dating to tap back into our feminine essence and allow ourselves to be wooed, to be courted, to be loved, cherished, and adored, and to do it on our terms. So let me give you a few things that Mantourage dating will do for you. It's going to help you avoid tunnel vision. When you lock into that one guy that just blows you away romantically and you can't stop thinking about him and you're completely obsessed and then you can't think and your work falls apart and your girlfriends fall away and everything and you just neglect and everything else that's around you and you feel like a crazy lunatic person. It's going to help you with that because you're going to have a place to focus your attention besides on that one man, which we already learned. Tunnel vision and putting all of your attention on that one guy doesn't work out very well most of the time. It's going to give men the opportunity to be in their masculine energy around you. So you're not trying to prove your worth to them. They're going to be able to feel it more naturally. It doesn't make you a less capable woman. It actually makes you a more capable woman because you're not, you're not trying to prove that it's always better to, and I'm not saying this very articulately right now, but I'm gonna say it anyways. You can always tell when somebody is desperate for attention by how much they're trying to prove. And you don't have to do that when you're Mantourage dating. It's also going to, and read my notes just so you know, it's going to give you the opportunity to figure out what you really want in a man or a romantic relationship because you don't have to commit quickly. You don't have to settle for just whatever comes by. You're going to start to see men in a completely different light. You're going to learn to trust men. You're going to learn to be open to men. You're going to learn all the wonderful things that men bring to the table for us. It's going to give you the opportunity to create the love life of your dreams. You're putting a high value vibe around you that says to men and to the world, I am here. I'm here for love, but I'm doing it on my terms. I am not doing some half-assed job, and if you can't step up to the plate, I can't step up to the plate for you either. I do. I want it all. Mantourage dating will change the rules of love in your favor, which is why it's easy to create magical dating adventures when you truly embrace this and allow yourself to experience everything it has to offer you. You learn really good romantic boundaries with men. I can't tell you the amount. I say probably a good 60 to 65% of women have really crappy boundaries with men, even ones that are already in relationships, and it's hurting their experiences. And my favorite one, though, my absolute favorite one, is that you don't have to live with romantic regrets. You are going to give yourself permission to create what you want and feel supported by the world, feel supported by the universe, feel supported by your higher power, and allow yourself to fall in love. So those barriers that Rumi was talking about start to dissolve. You'll put up appropriate boundaries, which are highly sexy, and I'll talk about on another call. And you get to be everything and have everything that you want romantically without having to force the situation. Sounds pretty good, huh? Okay, well, that's what I've got for you today. And thank you for being here. If you want my class, my free class on understanding men, the only 9 things you need to know so you don't have to drive yourself crazy trying to figure out men because it's not going to work anyways, you can go to my website. Here, you can screenshot that at havehimyourway.com. Here, screenshot. And put your name and email address up in the pink box at the top, and I will email you my class on understanding men. Thank you again for joining me. Lots of love to you. Bye.